September in Canada usually means cooler air, a gentle reminder that summer is winding down and autumn is just around the corner. People start to pull out their cozy sweaters, and the scent of crisp leaves fills the air. The first hints of autumn are everywhere. Maple trees begin their fiery transformation, and sidewalks are dotted with the season's first fallen leaves. But this year, the script flipped in a way that caught everyone off guard. Instead of bracing for chilly winds, Canadians found themselves reaching for sunglasses and lighter clothes. Across much of the country, the usual crisp mornings were replaced by a late burst of summer. Temperatures soared to 20 degrees Celsius, or even higher in many regions, making it feel more like July than September. Parks and patios stayed busy as Canadians took full advantage of the unexpected warmth. Outdoor cafes buzzed with laughter, and families flocked to parks, soaking up every last ray of sunshine. This wasn't just a brief warm spell. It was a significant break from our usual weather patterns, lasting days and even weeks in some places. The warmth stretched from the Central Plains to the eastern shores, making headlines and sparking conversations everywhere. News outlets reported on the unusual heat, and social media buzzed with photos of sun-soaked afternoons. For meteorologists, it was a fascinating anomaly, prompting questions about what's driving these changes. Was it a fluke, or part of a larger trend? Is this a rare event, or a sign of a shifting climate? Scientists are digging into the data, comparing this year's records to decades past, searching for clues. Understanding these surprises helps us prepare for what's next. It's a reminder that weather can be unpredictable, and that adaptation is key for families, schools, and communities. For most, it was a welcome treat, a chance to enjoy summer's pleasures a little longer. For scientists, it's a puzzle to solve, and an opportunity to learn more about our changing world. Our climate is full of surprises, and as Canadians, it's our job to keep up, stay curious, and be ready for whatever comes next. Hitting 20 degrees Celsius in late September is more than just pleasant. It's a milestone. That number is usually reserved for late spring, not the start of fall. It's a temperature that lets you ditch the jacket and enjoy the outdoors, blurring the line between seasons. This warmth isn't just rare, it's a signal that our weather patterns might be shifting. For businesses, it means more tourism and delayed heating bills. For nature, it can disrupt the cycles plants and animals rely on. Scientists track these warm spells to see if they're becoming more common. When you tell someone it was 20 degrees in late September, everyone gets it. Something unusual happened. It's a simple, relatable way to connect climate science to daily life. One warm day is nice, but a stretch of them is a story worth telling. A typical Canadian autumn is a steady cool down, with temperatures dropping and nights getting chilly. The air turns crisp, and you can almost smell the change in the wind as September gives way to October. People start reaching for their cozy sweaters, and the landscape transforms with brilliant reds, oranges, and yellows. It's a season that many Canadians look forward to, a time for hot drinks, pumpkin patches, and the comforting routine of fall traditions. This year, though, the warmth lingered, surprising everyone. Instead of the usual cool down, September felt more like an extension of summer, with people still enjoying patios and parks in short sleeves. In some places, temperatures even increased late in the month, breaking records and making headlines across the country. Instead of crisp air and changing leaves, we got a pause, almost a return to summer. Parks were filled with people lounging on the grass, soaking up the sun, as if autumn had been put on hold. The delay in cooler nights meant fall colors arrived later, and less vibrantly in many regions. The iconic maple leaves stayed green longer, and the usual explosion of color was more subdued. Even small temperature changes can shift the timing of nature's routines. Plants and animals rely on these seasonal cues, so a warmer September meant some flowers kept blooming, and wildlife stayed active later than usual. Meteorologically, a stubborn warm air mass blocked the usual flow of cold fronts. This persistent system acted like a shield, keeping the chill at bay and letting the sun dominate the skies. Normally, Arctic air would sweep in, but this year, high pressure kept things warm and sunny. The skies stayed clear, and the expected autumn rains and winds were nowhere to be found. The result? A memorable September that felt out of sync with the calendar. Many Canadians found themselves double-checking the date, wondering when autumn would truly arrive. It was more than just a number on a thermometer, it changed how autumn looked and felt. Green grass and late-blooming flowers stood in contrast to pumpkins and fall decorations, creating a unique blend of seasons. This deviation from the norm is what made the month stand out. The data showed just how unusual this September was, with temperatures well above average in many regions. Sometimes the weather just doesn't follow the script. This year, autumn in Canada was a reminder that nature can always surprise us, rewriting the story of the seasons in unexpected ways. Canada's size means weather can vary wildly from one province to the next. This September's warmth was widespread, but each region experienced it differently. In British Columbia, the Pacific Ocean and mountains shaped a milder, more gradual warmth. Ontario and Quebec, with their continental climates, felt sharper swings and more dramatic temperature jumps. Local geography, mountains, lakes, and plains, acted like filters, modifying the warmth as it moved across the country. A warm air mass might linger in a valley, while a lake could amplify or soften its effects. Each province had its own version of the heat wave, shaped by its unique landscape. That's what makes Canadian weather so fascinating. No two places experience it the same way. To understand the big picture, you have to look at the local stories. Let's see how geography shaped this September's warmth in different regions. In British Columbia, the Pacific Ocean and mountain ranges are the main weather players. The ocean, still warm from summer, kept coastal air mild and moist. As this air moved inland, the mountains forced it to rise, cool, and drop rain on the western slopes. On the other side, descending air warmed up, creating dry, warm conditions in the interior. This September, a high-pressure system locked in sunshine and warmth, especially in valleys. The result, temperatures hit 20 degrees, delaying the first snow and affecting everything from ski resorts to salmon runs. For Vancouver, it felt like an extended mild autumn. For the interior, it was a rare late-season heat. The interplay of ocean, mountains, and sun made for a unique weather story. Even in a region used to mild falls, this warmth stood out. Geography turned a national trend into a local experience. In Ontario and Quebec, the Great Lakes are the secret ingredient in the weather mix. These vast bodies of water, stretching across the landscape, are more than just scenic wonders. They're powerful climate moderators that quietly shape daily life for millions. Throughout late summer and into fall, the lakes act like giant heat batteries. They absorb the sun's energy all season long, then slowly release that warmth as the air cools. This process keeps the surrounding land noticeably warmer, even as the rest of the country starts to feel the first chills of autumn. During September's heat wave, warm southern air swept northward, but it didn't arrive alone. As it passed over the lakes, it picked up extra heat and moisture, intensifying the warmth and humidity across the region. The lakes essentially supercharged the heat wave, making it feel more like midsummer than early fall. This lake effect delayed the arrival of frosts and stretched the growing season by several weeks, especially in places like the Niagara Peninsula. Here, vineyards and farms benefited from the extra warmth, allowing crops to ripen longer and harvests to be more bountiful than usual. Cities like Toronto and Montreal enjoyed an unexpected bonus: extended patio weather and vibrant parks. But this warmth also brought confusion. Plants began budding or flowering out of season, and migratory birds hesitated, unsure if it was time to leave. The Great Lakes' influence was so strong that it amplified the heat wave across a huge area, stretching from the shores of Lake Ontario all the way into Quebec. The lakes acted as a regional engine, spreading warmth far beyond their immediate coastlines. While residents soaked up the sun and enjoyed the lingering summer, nature's calendar was thrown off balance. The usual cues for plants and animals were blurred, leading to unexpected changes in local ecosystems. The lakes didn't just create a warm spell, they turned it into a true regional event, affecting everything from agriculture to city life, and even the rhythms of wildlife. It's a powerful reminder of how local features, like these immense lakes, can shape weather patterns on a grand scale, influencing not just temperature, but the very fabric of life in the region. This September, the Great Lakes kept summer alive just a little longer. Sometimes geography is destiny. And here, the lakes are the quiet giants behind the weather we experience. What caused this unusual warmth? It's all about climate variability. Our climate naturally swings between warmer and cooler periods, like a river that sometimes runs high or low. This September, a blocking high-pressure ridge stalled over Canada, trapping warm air and keeping cold fronts at bay. These patterns are normal, but their persistence made this event stand out. Scientists are asking, is climate change making these warm spells more frequent or intense? As the planet warms, even natural fluctuations start from a higher baseline. A warm spell that once meant 18 degrees now means 20 or more. This September was a case study in how natural variability and climate change can overlap. Understanding both is key to making sense of our weather. Nature runs on a seasonal clock, and a warm September can throw it off. For farmers, extra warmth can help late crops mature, but it also brings risks, like pests or sudden frosts. Fruit growers may see sweeter harvests, but a late cold snap can ruin unpicked crops. In forests, delayed cool nights mean fall colors arrive later and less brilliantly, affecting tourism. Animals, too, get mixed signals. Birds may delay migration, and bears might stay active longer. These shifts can ripple through ecosystems, sometimes creating unexpected challenges. The warmth is a stress test for both agriculture and wildlife. It's a reminder of how closely tied our environment is to temperature cues. Even a few extra warm days can change the rhythm of the season. So, what does this warm September mean for the rest of autumn? The ground and lakes are holding extra heat, delaying frosts and possibly changing when snow arrives. For gardeners and builders, it's a bonus. For weather watchers, it's a sign of shifting patterns. One warm month doesn't prove a trend, but it fits with what we expect in a warming world. More surprises, more variability. These events challenge our assumptions and push us to adapt. They show how interconnected our climate system is, from local geography to global patterns. Understanding these changes helps us prepare for the future. This September was more than a pleasant memory. It was a lesson in climate complexity. The weather outside our window is always teaching us something new.